Hello everyone, hi, how are you guys doing? Welcome back to another episode reaction to Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This is Haarute, my name is Matt. Hello, what's up? Okay, first things first, this is the first episode I'm recording after I took a little break for like a week because I got the COVID. And I was dying for like a week, so that wasn't a lot of fun. Like, you can see it in previous episode reaction to Ted. In that episode, I was like, yeah, my throat feels like a little bit not great. I'm fine though, I can still like work. And then the next day, I wasn't fine, and it just got really worse. And then I got a fever, and I got a little bit of nausea, and then my throat just started hurting like a lot, you know, and it just got worse and worse every day. A couple of days in, so I didn't have a lot of strength for the first like 2 or 3 days, so I didn't really leave my room or ate much. But then after a couple days, I started to realize, wait, shit, I don't have a sense of smell. So I was like, okay, this is not just some cold or some fever anymore. So that lasted for a couple days, and luckily it really wasn't more than like 5 or 6 days. Like after that point, my throat started hurting less and less. The fever wasn't that intense. It was there, but it was only lasting for like 1 or 2 days. And then it was just the throat. That was the part that like hurt the most. But after that was gone, I was like, well, I feel good now. I still can't taste anything or smell anything, but I'm better now. And then that came back a couple days afterwards, and now we're here. So yeah, that's what happened in between previous episode and this episode. So I took a week off because I couldn't deal with editing and even less recording. Like, fuck no, I wasn't gonna record that. I couldn't talk. It was terrible. But yeah, now we're here. Sorry, that was a weird personal entry to this video. There's a Buffy video. What's up? We're getting ready to watch Buffy season 2 episode 12, I believe it is. Recap of last week. I lost my mind watching fucking Ted. So when I watched that episode, I was like, and this is something I do with Buffy like ever since I started the show. Like every time I see something I feel a little bit weird about, I'm always trying to like find the positive. And even in that episode, I found a positive, which is the fact that like I kind of enjoyed it, and I enjoyed both parts of it, but not together. When the fucking weird like dealing with like a very real abuse kind of episode, and then going into the weird step for robot fetish episode, it didn't mesh together really well. I enjoyed both of those individually. I just wish it wasn't the same episode. And it's funny because after that, I went and I made some vague comments about Ted in between the time that it took me to edit the episode and get it out when I was sick. And people were like, oh yeah, this episode's weird. This episode's a little bit controversial. And that did me a lot of good, because that essentially gives me the reins to just make fun of it as much as I want, which I kind of did anyway. But like, if you go to the previous week episode, I like time-stamped like multiple parts, and I just had fun with the description. It's just a great episode. It's just genuinely, unironically, Ted is an enjoyable episode. I wouldn't say it's good. I would just say it's enjoyable. Asterisk, depending on who you ask. But to me, it was. So that's how I feel about Ted. We're going to move on with our lives now and see what the next episode has in store for us. So check out the Patreon, check out the link in the description below. You can support the channel and get access to the next 2 episode reactions already. And you can get access to new episodes every week, unless I get sick with COVID and die for a week. But usually it should be fine. And yeah, that would be really helpful for me. Anyway, let us begin. Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 2, Episode 12. Let's go. Feet.
You go to the tailor and pick up my outfit from Everyday Woman.
Okay.
Everyday Woman?
Mm-hmm. There's the receipt.
Why didn't you just go to Moon Was Our Us?
We've seen that guy with the hat and that lady thing a lot. Wait, is that two of the same woman? I wasn't paying full attention. I wasn't expecting the show to require my attention right away.
Do you mind? We were talking here.
I ain't done yet.
There we go. Should I recognize him?
Gideon, you must be that Slayer I've been hearing so much about. Lyle Gorge, pleased to meet you.
Lara Gorge. You have a name. That's interesting. He's gonna run away. Okay.
Sure.
Where's my dress?
Yeah.
Your dr-
Yes.
A little responsibility is all I ask. Honestly, don't you ever think about anything besides boys and clothes?
Saving the world from vampires?
Alright, we're going to song and dance once again. There's only so many spiders. There's only so many times I can like point out just the Buffy, you never give a shit about anything, but she actually does. People just don't know before it gets really old, which it already has. Alright, this continues.
This would work a lot better for me if you didn't talk.
Well, it'd work a lot better for me with the lights off.
I was gonna say, do y'all like give a shit about each other? Have anything in common? Wanna talk at all?
I don't need this.
Ditto, like a hole in the head.
Back in my day...
S-E-X. Sex.
Okay, transition. Back in my day, we used to call this a kissmasses.
With all sorts of hormones surging through your bodies, compelling you to action.
She looks scared.
Well, that depends. Are you talking about sex in the car or out of the car?
But if she ignores her flossing, the bloom is definitely off the road.
Y'all are not being subtle. They're looking at each other.
I present you with your offspring.
As far as punishments go, this is fairly abstract.
You gotta take care of the egg. It's a baby. You gotta keep it safe and teach it Christian values.
My egg is Jewish.
Then teach it that dreidel song.
Can you like spin the egg?
Can't take care of things. I killed my gigapet. Literally, I sat on it and it broke.
I understand you, girl. I'm the same.
Doomed to lead my mother's life. How deeply scary is that?
How about this? It says nothing. It means nothing. This whole egg experiment is completely pointless.
Yes. Okay.
Lyle Gorge, and that one's his brother, Tector. They made their reputation by massacring an entire Mexican village in 1886.
Oh, Dios mío.
Like Angel and I are just helpless slaves to passion. Grow up. You see anything?
No?
Okay. Enough hunting.
Alright. They're right there.
The Slayer.
Yep.
The Angelus with her.
Oh, they recognize him.
Good night, Egbert.
Egbert. That's a good name. Your name is Sean Egbert. I am making 2 Homestuck references in a single day. It would really wait, it's opening. Oh, it's hatching! The fuck. The fuck! Also, that's freaky. I don't like it. The fuck is that? I don't like that. I don't like whatever that was. Oh, we're going back to it. Okay. Is he gonna try to get inside her? Okay.
How come we can't stay in a nice place?
What does this have to do with anything? We're getting some time with them, which is
You won't be
interesting.
pestering me with these questions all damn day.
I think both of them just enjoy doing this. Okay. Back to whatever the fuck was going on here. Is that thing inside of Buffy? That's gross to think about. Like, it looks like it might, like, go inside her ear and eyes and whatever. There's a hole. Okay. I have questions and theories. I always think it in my head, like, the possibility of, like, alright, that wasn't real. Did this happen to everybody?
Shut up.
It's true, Buffy. You and Willow do seem a little sluggish. Are you quite sure everything's all right?
Maybe something we ate.
Or perhaps
Okay. So
well,
this
I, in
is...
turn, have, chosen a more balanced approach.
It's gonna break and they're gonna see it's weird. It didn't break. It's weird. It's a weird egg.
How come it didn't break?
Applied to scalding water in about 8 minutes.
You boiled your young?
Ooh.
I know it sounds cruel, but sometimes you gotta be cruel to be kind.
It was still like crack though.
It's like a shortcut.
Oh, there's another one right there. I was thinking that it would only affect women, but no. Sanders just cheating, which is good.
Mr. Whitmore didn't show today. He's missing.
Okay.
Presumed dead.
Presumed by whom?
Okay.
Well, me.
I think we should give him a few hours before we give up on him completely.
I don't know. We're in this show. We live in Sunnydale. Everyone's dead unless assume otherwise. Okay, back to this.
Like, I'm really planning to have kids anytime soon. Maybe someday in the future when I'm done having a life. My kids will just be a little too much to deal with.
I can't.
Oh.
Oh,
Do you know that was a rule? That's fine.
I figured there were all sorts of things vampires can't do.
So you don't think about the future?
Angel, when I look into the future, all I see is you. All I want is you.
I'm looking behind her. In loving memory of... Okay, no. I thought he was gonna reveal some nonsense. Here lies Buffy Summers. She died in a time travel accident. That kind of shit. This man is dead. Or possessed by the egg demons. I'm trying to see how the fuck the eggs tie back to the brothers. Is there like a giant worm thing? Yes! It's the fucking teacher! Of course it is. So is he just evil or is he possessed? Okay. Maybe the thing comes out, steals something from the victim, like Sorcerer Life's energy or something, and then it goes back in. Maybe that's what it does. But it's gonna be a tension killer. Oh! Is that a fucking face hugger? Oh, I hate that. Oh, I hate that. What is the percentage for spider to form ratio here? If it's like 50% spider, it's too much already. If it's more like a Half-Life headcraft, then that's good. But if it's like a spider, I'm like, I don't know about that. That's like a face hugger. I hate it. I do hate it. I'm gonna do a JoJo pose until we're down here. Because I don't want to look at it. Okay. Okay. Okay, that's good. That one shot looked very goofy. It looked like a very shitty puppet, so that's good. Yeah, let everyone know.
Something the Gorge brothers planted for you? Maybe. Yeah. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have woken you.
Maybe she's already controlled by it. I don't know what it does. That's the thing. And thus begins the Dark Willow arc.
Buffy, who are you talking to at this... Why are you dressed? I want you to go to the library at 2:33 and study until I pick you up there at 5:30. Understood?
Yeah.
Sorry, Junior, but a man's gotta eat.
Oh, he's gonna eat his egg. You're gonna see it's like a weird creature thing.
It's like a day without sunshine.
Oh, she has a fucking AC/DC brain Joseph Joestar thing on his back. Dude! Yeah, there we go. Thank you for looking at what you're putting into your mouth.
Can I
So,
just say,
this is the alien episode.
how are we supposed to figure out what this thing is?
Oh, it's coming out of the bear!
Maybe Mrs. bracelets.
Oh, okay, she got control. There we go. What the fuck is happening in this episode? What is your goal? What are we doing? Is this some Bloodborne Cthulhu alien creature hanging out in the basement in a hole under the town, slowly taking over? This music. What are we doing? What the fuck is happening? Was Giles taking over?
I'm sure she didn't mean to.
She never means to, but somehow she always manages to anyway. It can be such a... Oh, I don't want to say burden, but... Actually, I kind of do want to say burden.
Feel free.
Honesty?
Buffy told you that she'd be here all afternoon?
Well, yes. Is something wrong?
What was that?
Yeah, probably the janitor.
Nope. Okay, he was taken over. Yep. So here's the situation. How do we deal with this? So there has to be some kind of like thing where you kill the final boss and that solves the problem. Otherwise, there's no way to solve the problem quickly. Also, you can't trust anyone. We can't trust Sander and we can't trust Buffy.
Why not kill us? Why drag us in here? Oh.
Yes. Okay. Luckily, we woke up right on time. Maybe Giles found it, and the alien didn't bother to hide it. That is a Cthulhu creature. I think they're all going underground to meet the Elder God, but like, for what purpose? Is it like reverence, to feed, to create an army to take over the planet? I don't know. I think they're getting more eggs. Well, they're digging. Are they trying to free their god? No, the eggs are coming from underground. Okay. And the eggs then are being brought upstairs in order to... Okay, they control more and more people. Oh, God.
Prehistoric parasite. The mother hibernates underground laying eggs. The offspring then attach themselves to a host, taking control of their motor functions through neural clamping. Somebody help me!
Random guy?
I'm fine. I slipped.
Okay, no, we're just gonna follow him. Alright, that works. This plot convenient one guy that leads us to the secret layer. How are we gonna kill the giant brain though? Like that's the real question. Yep, there it is. Does he have an eye? What we need is like a grenade. Just chuck that shit in there.
Need a weapon. I'm gonna need a big weapon.
Yeah, we need the biggest fucking weapon. Like a battle axe would not be enough. Oh, these two. We gotta deal with this. We have to fight an elder god, like...
What the hell is this?
I know, right?
Killed him.
Well then. Yo, vampire, we need to team up. We need to fight the cultists.
What the hell is going on?
Long story.
This is so weird. Part of me is thinking like this vampire might be good. Like he might become like a weird ally. Further than this episode, I mean. Yeah, it is an eye.
Well, hello.
And then the other brother is gonna be like, no! I'll avenge you! It just ate him. It just ate him. He's been eaten.
Your fault.
How?
Oh, he grabbed it. Fucking goddamn it. Okay, taking the pickaxe. He took a pickaxe. Just fucking... Right, we're not gonna show it because we don't have the budget to do it. But it's dead. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's dead. She killed it. I just wish I had seen that. Yeah. Do you want to go?
It's over.
All right. I'm out of here. So, is everyone aware of what happened?
It was a gas leak, everyone.
No.
Are you okay? Buffy, I was worried you'd gotten caught in the building. There was a gas leak.
Yeah,
She has a
I just heard I was
huge
in the
bruise in her head.
I
Yeah.
thought I made it pretty clear that you weren't to leave the library till I came.
The other side of that is there was a gas
I'm
leak.
not
and
really interested in the other side right now. You will not leave your room at any time except to go to school or the bathroom. Am I making myself clear?
What about her giant bruise in her head? Are you gonna worry about that? Okay. Back to this.
I'm not breaking any rules.
Are you in your room?
Are you going to bed?
Yes.
In a minute.
Alright. Alright. That's my episode ender. Okay. Okay, for being an episodic episode, I'll give it a lot of credit for being the weird Cthulhu horror you can't trust anybody storyline. It was good. I enjoyed it. I enjoy that premise. Like I do. I just wish I had seen Buffy take it down because it's kind of like the same as like the fucking, I know this is everybody's favorite episode, the fucking episode with the cult leader who's also like a serpent. Yeah, the reptile boy, that thing. In that episode, I would have been actually kind of into it at the end if it wasn't for the fact that like you don't see a fight because they can't make it happen with the budget they have and practical effects and like I don't know, times constraints. Like there's a lot of constraints that are happening that make it unable for you to see a real fight. And this episode is exactly the same right at the ending where I'm sitting here like, how are we gonna do this? And the answer is literally just like, all right, Buffy went in there with a pickaxe and just fucking started hacking at it, but we don't see it. We just see every character's reactions to it, but because everyone is mind control, nobody's reacting. Everyone's just standing there except for the one guy. Lyle, that's his name, Lyle. He got introduced, like he has a name. He's gonna come back, I think. Lyle is gonna come back, which is odd to me. Is it Lyle? Fuck, there were two. I don't remember the names of each, but I think he was Lyle. I think he was Lyle and the other one was the other name that I don't remember. But yes, you don't see it. And I'm sitting here like I wish I did. Like I wish, like you don't have it to show me much. Just at least show me her hitting it. But they didn't even do that. It's just, she got dragged away and then we just hear her screaming and like sound effects of like something getting hit. And then the things just come off of everybody and we're fine. And it's just like, all right. Once again, we're dealing with the team of Buffy. You need to like be responsible and like take shit seriously and stop fucking around. And Buffy's like, I'm fucking dying here with the amount of pressure I have because I'm literally saving the world from an apocalypse like literally every day. And it's just, there's only so many times I can like hear that and like deal with it. I've said it before, I'm just like, whatever, I'm just gonna ignore it at this point. I'm just gonna ignore it and it's just not going anywhere. But every time I'm hoping that it might go somewhere, like every time I'm hoping that whenever the mom gets involved into one of these episodes that she's like, oh shit, Buffy, you saved it. Like Like, something like that happened in the Spike episode, the first time he showed up, School Heart. Like, something like that did happen already, but it didn't carry over at all. Like, zero. So I just want the mom to be like, oh shit, my daughter is saving the world every day. All right, I'm gonna lay off a little bit. Like, I just want that, just a tiny bit, you know, because at this point it's just annoying to have to deal with this like every episode. So whatever. But the concept of this, I think the book said like, what was it? Prehistoric parasite. It sounds like some creature that has been just hanging out since ancient times. That's just an alien. Fuck it. That's just an alien to me. I'm just gonna believe, I choose to believe that was an alien. I choose to believe that we were doing like Bloodborne here. I love Bloodborne. I never played it because it's only a PlayStation because Sony is a piece of shit. But I love Bloodborne, and it's literally just like Cthulhu-ass abomination aliens just descended, and then people were like, yo, what's up? And they started like taking blood from it, and then they started consuming the blood for medicinal purposes, and then they all mutated into a bunch of like alien demon stuff of different levels, and now everything's fucked. And that's kind of what this was, except it's just like this alien thing, I'm just gonna refer to as the alien, I like it. So this alien thing is just producing eggs. It's interesting that they look like eggs. It's interesting that it can create something that looks like eggs, which I suppose in some level, like, it makes me think it might be a mammal, but it's not. Look at it. It's not. So fuck it. It's an alien that has perfectly recreated, like reproduced what an egg is from like a chicken or whatever. Like it took a look at something that humans would perceive as inconspicuous, and it created something that they would be fooled by. I choose to believe that that's what it did. I'm doing a lot of my truths here, you know, I'm making a lot of headcanons happening here in order to make it sound better than it was. But yes, we have this weird alien thing creating eggs to fool people and mind control them. And because this is Buffy the Vampire Slayer, of course the target for this is the school. Of course it is the school, and it also is happening at the school because of course it is. I wonder, I have a genuine question. This is a genuine legitimate question. And unless it's like a spoiler for something down the line, but like, is the school like literally at the center of the town, or where like right above where the Hellmouth is? Like, if the Hellmouth has a physical space, which it should have, because they say the Hellmouth is here, therefore it is in some place in physical space. If the Hellmouth is in physical space, is the school right above it? Like the Hellmouth is not just the entire town. It's like a 5x5 meter diameter. The school is right above it. Like, that's what I also choose to believe. That the school is like the dead center point. Like, Satan himself is hanging out at the basement of the school. That's what I also choose to believe. Like, I feel like that might be true because I remember there was one scene like very early on in the show when you see the school from like outside, and then the camera like goes down, and then you see the master is underground, and I'm just sitting here like, wait, is he like literally hanging out underneath the school? And I think he might have been. I'm choosing to believe that is right on the school. Sure. All right, an alien is hanging out. It's creating parasites it's producing parasites that go in eggs. They hatch, and then they mind control people. I mean, it's not. Isn't mind control? Do you want to call it mind control? I mean, it is. It is more technical than just the spiritual, which is something I prefer. It's taking over their motor functions and their brain. It literally just, yeah. It's a way of mind control, honestly. But it's something that technically, theoretically, could happen. You know, there is, I don't remember exactly what animal it was, but I think there was some kind of like bug that is able to like make other like bigger creatures be mind controlled to do what it wants to do, like on a much more simple scale. Like, it is able to mess with its brain and its motor functions to like do stuff that it wants. So that is something that could theoretically happen. If we meet a creature that is able to do that, then we did, and it does, and that was kind of cool. It would have been great if that creature had more like agency, like it had talked or interacted with anything in any way. Like maybe it doesn't have a mouth, maybe it can talk, but like telepathically talk, or use one of its minions that is taking control over to talk. But then you start getting into the telepathic thing. All right, I don't know, but like to me, the best part about this episode was this cool alien creature that I choose to believe is an alien. That's the best part of it for me, and I wish it had like been more than just a flesh on a hole that then died off screen. I wish it had been more than that. I really do wish it had been more than that, because the concept is really intimidating, and it's pretty great, and it makes for a great episode. I would have traded in literally every scene where the mom is like, Buffy, fuck you. Traded that for just, hey, this creature is like talking and it's revealing something about what it wants, or something about how it works. I don't know, some weird thing. Just if you're gonna go with this weird concept that is kind of intimidating, just double down on it. Don't just make it like a backdrop for the episode and then try to do some half-ass drama, which is the same drama we've done like 7 times already. Like, that's kind of how I feel. Sorry if that sounded too negative, but like, that's kind of how I feel. Like, it feels like a little bit of a missed opportunity, because this is an episodic episode. Like, it doesn't matter much. Like, you can skip this episode, you'll be fine. But like, I'm looking at it and I'm like, this is what I would do in order to make it better, according to me. Like, I think this would make it more fun, because this is kind of what I enjoyed about it, and I wish it had been better, and that's kind of how I feel about it. It's like, there's aspects of it that I really like, and then there's aspects of it that I thought were taking away from the other things that I really liked. So that's just how I feel. And like, I feel like we got several episodes already of this season where a bunch of like important stuff happened. Like, we had like 4 episodes where important stuff happened. We got the Giles stuff, we got the Halloween stuff, we got Spike and Drew, we got Kendra. Like, we got a bunch of stuff happening that were like really good. And now I feel like we're getting back to more episodic stuff to fill the schedule. And I don't necessarily mind that. I just want it to be like a little bit better, because some of these ideas I actually really like. I just wish it was like done better. But like, again, I just want to say, like, I understand that all of this comes down to like time constraints and budget constraints and everything, because it's like, yes, we can have a cool fight. Like, we can't have like a cool Bloodborne boss fight, prey slaughter between Buffy and this like giant brain alien thing creature. We can't have that. Like, we just don't have the money to do it. But like, if you can do it, then I suppose that's the way to fix it. If you can't do it, then don't do it, right? If you can't show the fight, then don't write a fight, just write something else that would be like cooler to see and to do, that it's not just I went in and I hit it until it died and we can't even show you that. But then again, that is easier said than actually done. That is easier to just be someone sitting in my room just complaining about something, and to like actually writing it. So that's not necessarily me talking shit on anyone who worked on it. It's just the idea that like, I just wish that like they had more time to like come up with something that was like a little bit cooler, because ultimately you're always under some kind of constraint when you're making a TV show, and I just wish those constraints weren't there. And you could just make some crazy shit that like based on this idea that you had that was really, really cool. Like, I just wish it could be like that, because again, I think the idea for this episode was pretty great. It's just the execution that lost me. Again, I'm just overlooking the whole thing with the mom, because we've done that like 5 times already, and I've talked about it before. Angel, I don't know, we're just making out with him, and it is very apparent that they are like, Buffy is taking things seriously, but also not. But like, I don't even blame her for it, because like, the mom is like, you never take anything seriously. Buffy is like, I have so much shit to do. I'm doing so much already. Let me just fucking make out with my boyfriend for like 5 minutes, Like, I understand that. and I'm not even upset at her for it. Like, I'm not gonna say that like she doesn't take anything seriously, because she does. Even though if she had taken that patrolling more seriously, both Angel and her would have been able to see those two dudes over there. And maybe like fight him and kill him right away. But you know what? It doesn't matter. It's not about that. It's not about that. It's about enjoying life. So I'm not even upset that Buffy's just like, yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna make out with Angel and like find a loophole in the rules. Right at the end, she's like, I'm not breaking any rules. Technically, I'm still in my room. So yeah, that was a little bit funny. Let's talk about Lyle, the vampire dude. So like, when he first showed up, like right at the beginning, he was like the first person that showed up in the shot. For a second, I got confused because I wasn't paying full attention, because my brain usually doesn't pay attention to things, and I have to like engage the Shinigami eyes mode to like see things. I like to get my brain to start. And when I hit play on the episode, like that takes like 5 minutes. I wasn't expecting the show to make me start thinking so quickly. So I wasn't paying full attention, and I thought that Buffy saw the woman that was walking with him. I thought that she saw like two of them, and it was gonna be like a glitch in the Matrix episode, and I would have been so down for that. That sounds like a great idea. Like, I want a Buffy the Vampire Slayer episode where Buffy's trapped in a simulation, and the entire episode is about her like noticing things that are just a little bit off. And then the reveal, like later at the end, it's like, oh shit, I'm trapped inside some like a simulation or some kind of like weird like dream state or something, and she's trying to break free from it. Fuck it, make it a time loop as well. Let's make it a time loop episode. She's trapped in a dream state that is also a time loop, and she's trying to solve the puzzle in order to get out of it. Let's do that. Sorry, I've been playing a lot of 13 Sentinels. It's one of my favorite games of all time. Please play 13 Sentinels. It's out on the Switch right now. It's on PlayStation 2, but it's a great game. What the fuck am I talking about? So yes, this vampire dude, he shows up, and it sounds like he's gonna come back. He might not, but it sounds like he will. Like, because he has a name, and like right away when it happened, like right at the beginning, he said, "This is my name," and I'm like, oh, you're different. You have a name. Usually you chumps just die. Usually that's just how it goes. So when he introduced himself, I'm like, okay, you're gonna matter, I guess. I'm guessing you're gonna matter. And then in the episode, we had like one scene with him and his brother, two actually, with him and his brother just talking to each other. And none of them like showed like any plot progression, just character interaction, which made me think like, are you a character? Like, are you actually a character? Because like every time a character shows up in the show, I'm like antagonist or victim. Like every time I do that, I play that game. Every time a character shows up, I play that game. And the reason why is because you can tell this character is relevant to the immediate plot. And I'm thinking, well, if you matter to the plot, what are you gonna be? Because you're not going to join the main cast probably, because the main cast is kind of stacked. The dynamic would be broken. So you're either going to die and you're going to be a victim to further advance the plot, or you're going to be the plot and thus the antagonist. But this guy showed up and they fight it right at the beginning. And then the whole egg thing starts happening. And then we cut away to scenes when he's just talking to his brother, and it doesn't seem related at all. And I was trying to think, how is this related? And then I'm like, I don't think it is. I think he's a character and he's just talking to his brother. And if anything, I feel like we might see him again in the future, because they establish enough of him as a character to like have a character to come back. It was weird in this episode because there was like at least one moment where there were allies, because there was at least one moment where the cultists started, I'm just going to call them the cultists when they were possessed. They just started attacking Buffy and him, and they were like fighting them back. And it was like a weird moment of like they were cooperating, and then they went right back to fighting each other. And then he blamed her for his brother dying, which is like, all right, this more than anything sounds like you're going to go back to Spike and you're going to team up with Spike and you're going to be like, I'm going to get revenge on her for killing my brother. And it's like, she's literally had nothing to do with it or something like that. So I feel like he's going to come back and he's going to be another antagonist, but he's going to be a named antagonist. Therefore, he's going to be a boss character, or at least a sub-boss character, you know? You know when you get 10 stages in a video game and stage number 10 is the boss fight, it's like Spike. or Drusilla or whatever. He's stage number 5. He's the middle boss. He's the one that you hit in the middle point, and it's like, oh shit, you gotta test your skills against me, you know? Again, I've been playing a lot of 13 Sentinels. That's how the destruction mode works in that game. It's a great game. You should play it. It's the best narrative experiences I've had in anything ever. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. This really was secretly an advertising for 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim. Please buy it. It's a great game. I don't know what else I should talk about this episode. I don't know if there's much else to say. Like, let me skim through it. Like, at the beginning, when the dude started talking about sex and unwanted pregnancies and stuff, I was like, all right, are we going to have another episode with like a heavy subject, or we're just going to walk away from that? And we did immediately walk away from that. But it would have been interesting if this was the pregnancy episode of Buffy. Like, there was a little bit of that theme, like a little bit at the beginning, but like we gave up on it real quick. I'm not even gonna call it a theme of like responsibility and taking care of children and stuff. Like, that was there, but like it was like only like slightly brunch, just notch in for like a little bit, and then just whatever, don't worry about that, you know? It's about the weird creepy alien mind control thing. If the episode had doubled down on that theme, I would have talked about it, but it didn't. So yeah, never mind the whole like pregnancy and kids and responsibility and being a parent thing. Like, it's not there, like, because like if they wanted to go with that theme, we should have spent more time with the mom. And the only moment we really spent with the mom was when she was talking to Giles, which, to be fair, was an okay scene when she's like, it feels like a bird. I don't want to say burden, but yeah, actually I do want to say burden. And it's like, yeah, okay, I understand, you know? And that's kind of it. If we had spent more time with the mom, it would have actually given us a better like insight into the theme of parenthood and taking care of someone and what responsibility is like. But we didn't, so we're not going to talk about it. Xander and Cordelia, their whole thing is still happening. And like, I don't know if that's a solid foundation for a relationship. I'm just going to say it right like that. I mean, to begin with, when you're in high school, relationships are probably not going to last for long. I'll be honest with you. But at the same time, it's like Xander says he doesn't want to hear her talk, and Cordelia says, I don't want to look at you. I just want to keep kissing you. And they're both like, yeah, fuck it, whatever. You're just a mouth dispenser to me. And it feels weird. It's like, all right, I don't know if this is a solid groundwork for establishing a relationship here. I'm not sure if this is going to last, but fuck it. It's happening. Let's keep talking about it, I guess. Like, I'm sure they care about each other. Like, they do. Like, they're friends. But, like, also, it doesn't sound like that's very good for a proper groundwork of a relationship. Back in my day, and I'll say it again, we used to call this a Kissmases. I don't know, the last thing I probably want to say is just, like, Buffy has, like, a giant bruise on her head during that final scene when they're talking about the gas leak, and the mom is like, what the fuck do you think you're doing? Like, you weren't at the library. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, she was concerned about the gas leak, and then immediately she's like, whatever. Like, fuck you, Buffy. You're super grounded. And Buffy's like, like showing no concern for her well-being or whatever. Like, come on, mother. Like, you're not gonna ask about that? Like, Bruce, you're not gonna ask about anything? All right, cool. Yeah, so that fell. So I feel like a little bit of a disconnect. Like, that felt like the script and the like makeup design on set didn't match. Like, the script had in mind that Buffy would be completely fine, look completely fine, so then the mom would be like, fuck you. But on set, they dressed Buffy to look like she had been through a fight, because she had, and then the mom is like completely just ignoring that. That's just kind of what it feels like to me. I'm not sure if that's the case. Maybe I'm overlooking something. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to move on from this episode. Alright, so that was an episode which, again, I thought was a great idea. I'm not sure if the execution landed for me, but I did enjoy the... I would really enjoy if they just said it was an alien. Like, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I just really wish it was an alien. Because the thing about aliens is that, like, it's not even like a weird, creepy sci-fi way. It's just like, when I see something like this, I'm like, what is its origin? And when you say alien, it's a cool origin because it's not like, I don't know, little green man are coming here to invade us. It's like, no, a meteorite fell from the sky like 1 billion years ago, and that thing came in it, and it buried under the earth, and now this is what it is. Like, I would like it if it was something like that. Like, it is of alien origin, and it just makes it cool because it's the idea that like this kind of shit is out there somewhere, you know. It creates some degree of world building that we're probably never gonna touch again, but it's cool to have. So that's just, I just wish they said like, yeah, it was an alien, or like just say, give me the meteorite, just like it was found in a meteorite landing, like some shit like that, like whatever. We'll roll with that. That's good. All right, whatever. We're just gonna move on. That's it for this episode. I don't think there's much else to say. I'm good now. So yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. If you would like to buy 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim, which is a fantastic video game and my favorite narrative experience I've had in years, then don't support my Patreon, because on my Patreon you will lose money that you could use in 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim. But support me if you want to. Find the next 2 episode reactions, full reactions, all sorts of stuff I do. Check out my other channel. Whatever. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just gonna get the fuck out of here. I'm gonna go get some food. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you guys next time. Take care. Bye.